Alright, back at her. I'm going to take the cylinder off and do an inspection, see how it's doing. I don't think it's doing so hot. My bet is it's the cheap ass cylinder and piston. I think when I go OEM, the scoring will be a lot less. I just think the plating they use on the cylinders are garbage. I mean, my 372, the blue and orange one, that has a $15 top end, and it is scored to fuck. But I'm gonna keep running it until it dies, and I do have an OEM cylinder for that. But those cheap cylinders are garbage. Judging from the top of the piston, it does not look terrible. There's not like an uneven amount of carbon on one side or the other. It is running pretty rich, which, you know, understandable. The exhaust side, let me get a paper towel. I mean, it's definitely not terrible. Like, I remember when I first put it on, there was some scoring, but I forgot to deburr the exhaust roof, so that's probably what that's from. The intake side also has some, oh, you can't even see it, but there's very, very small scratches. That could be from the base gasket, or there could be some particles in there, but the death wobble is now gone, which is awesome. That was the big problem with this build, was that I was worried that the piston support wasn't long enough to support the piston, but it clearly is, so that's great. Now, same thing with the cylinder. It is not bad at all. Now I'm kind of pondering, because the cylinder and piston aren't in bad condition at all. Like, that's very understandable, considering I forgot to deburr. Shit. Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. This cylinder is garbage. Now, I don't know if you can see. Oh, yeah, you can. So, the plating is starting to chip, which is not a good thing at all. So this cylinder I cannot use anymore. If I'm planning to turn this into a HOTSAW, it is going to destroy itself. So if you ever see a really cheap top end, don't get it. It's not worth it. I'm really questioning the top end on the 372, because it's the same exact top end. I really hope I catch it blowing up on video. I'm literally just waiting for it to. Every time I lean it out, it's running nice and lean, but the gas is also mixed rich, so it could last a little bit. I mean, it's lasted about a year and a half of running it pretty hot, so I don't know. Alright, well, that's decided. This cylinder is garbage. As you can see, this is the part I was concerned about it sealing. I meant to just grind right here, but I don't know. Must have been tired or stoned, because I went way too far down there, and that is so thin. So I'm not going to do that on the next cylinder, especially since it's an OEM one. But now I'm going to go do some YouTubing on upper transfers, and I'm going to do some practice. Alright, got my OEM cylinder. I think I'm gonna mock it up to fit on the Pioneer. I already know what I have to do to it, so I'm just gonna... Alright, I got all the fins cut off that I needed to. It's these right here. Save the last one from the top of the exhaust roof, and you trim off all the sides. I just did all this extra stuff because it looks a little better than that. Alright, so we got the OEM cylinder mounted up. Like I said, you gotta grind these fins, grind a little bit off of this so the flywheel clears, and you have to notch those bottom parts so it fits in between that. Once you get that done, we're good to go. Now, I did 2 strokes cutting this off, and then I thought of something. Alright, I got the plate prepped for drilling. I got it where I wanted it, so hopefully when I drill it, and I can just bolt it on just like that. There won't be any filing involved, but we'll see. Damn, first try, got the bolt holes drilled. So I mounted it 2 sides. I'm not sure if those 2 mount yet. Don't really care. Not worrying about that right now because I have a theory. Now I'm gonna have to temporarily borrow something from this saw. I also just figured out why this saw doesn't like to idle. The impulse line was held on by a thread. So yeah, I'm gonna fix that. Now, I think I said this in the last video, but I wanna go racing this summer. So yeah, I'm gonna build this 372, but I don't think I'm gonna do it just yet. Decisions. Basically, what I might end up doing is, right now, I want to steal the boot and the carb for reasons. But I'm also gonna do a check just to see how the cylinder is doing, see if there's any plating coming off. And if there is, I might not wait for it to blow up. I might just do the swap now and save me time in the future. Alright, so the cylinder on the 372 does not look that bad. I'm probably going to put it back on. Well, not probably. I am going to put it back on. I don't really want to tear into this thing right now. It seems to be burning evenly. It's definitely leaking through the rings a little bit. Probably because I can only run one ring on it. I think I might put the piston out of the P74 in this saw, just because that's a better piston. And yeah, I'm gonna continue to use it for work for now. What the hell? Why are there bubbles in here? Okay, so remember how I was saying that I wasn't really sure what to do with the upper transfers because it's a reed saw? Well, it might not be a reed saw anymore. This just opened up some ideas for me. Now, part of me is thinking to port it mildly. Well, no, not mildly. I want to port it. Finger ports, upper transfer work, and then see how it runs on just normal gas first. I'm still going to put an expansion chamber on it because why not? But yeah, I think I'm going to try this method. But now that this idea is reality, I can make that work. I can get a velocity stack, big old cone air filter. Like, I like that. The only thing I'm gonna have to do is either I can make a bracket that fits these so it'll pop into place, so it'll still have some structure but still flexible, and I can just mount that to the side right here. This, oh man, this thing's gonna look so rat roddy. It's gonna be awesome. But if you can picture that, just like a simple mount coming up over the side with holes drilled in it, then I can just click these in place. That could work. For throttle linkage, let's see here. That's gonna be a little interesting for sure, but I know I can make something work. I can always figure out throttle linkage, always. Honestly, it'd probably be easier to stick it onto this one. Like I said, I can figure that out. And choke, the velocity stack, they usually have a little switch here, so that won't be a problem either. And 9 times out of 10, I'm just gonna spray gas directly down the carb. It's gonna be really easy to do that now. But yeah, I gotta put together my work saw now. Yeah, I gotta grab a base gasket for it. I'm an idiot, dude. The whole reason I grabbed the 372 is because I thought I didn't have any boots all the other cylinders I have boots on them. I'm really debating on cleaning this cylinder up and just putting it on stock with the piston I grabbed, but I don't know. I don't really trust the bottom end either because the crank kind of has a crack in it. So this saw is doomed. I have a new bottom end. I have a new top end. I think I'm going to wait to put both parts on instead of just one, and then I have to take it all apart again when the bottom end blows. So I'm just going to wait. I just got this because I can put this boot on the Pioneer for assembly. Wish I did that sooner. Wish I looked. Alright, I got the boot I'm going to use for this saw. And I'm going to go back to the X-Torque carb just because it's a lot bigger. And I want to make something here so it gets the proper vacuum that it needs to. And since, yeah, it'll work. And bigger carb is better for alcohol, nitromethane, the gas the RC cars use. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here tonight. That is definitely something to ponder on. And yeah. Alright, I got the work saw reassembled. I put the P74's old piston in it, which was just a standard 372 50mm piston, or 51, whatever it is. I put a base gasket in, which obviously will raise everything, so the exhaust roof and upper transfers are a little bit higher now. Let's put some gas in and see how it runs. Alright, it's obviously dark out. Oh, I'm missing a choke lever. Whatever. The saw has a lot more compression now. Wow. Gonna let it break in for a little bit. That thing sounds really good. Alright, she's running a lot better now. I guess it's a good thing I took the time to take it apart. I mean, it is on its last. I don't even know how long it'll last. It's got a new piston in it, new-ish. Good rings. It's not leaking anymore, has a lot more compression. Put a base gasket in it, and that impulse line was leaking, so I fixed that. So we'll see how long she lasts. It'd be kind of unfair if I just let it blow up. And the only thing wrong with it was the impulse line. I mean, come on, it needs a fair shot. But that's it for tonight. Toodles.